Hey everyone, welcome to a chat with Tania Daniels and myself, Lianne Mccafferty, on behalf of the Astrological Association. We're in the run-up to the Astrological Association's conference at the end of August, and there are still just a few places left if you want to come in person and stay over. And of course, if you want to watch online, you've also got that option too. So, yeah, Tanya, let's have a chat about this full moon that we have this weekend. What are your thoughts?
Well, it is loaded. I think that's a really loaded full moon. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it could hardly get any better. I mean, it's not just the full moon. It's the full moon happens only 6 hours after a perfect Mars-Saturn opposition.
Yeah.
And well, it's a very important opposition, of course. It happens just, on the vernal and the autumn equinox points. So it is weighing on our ecliptic axis. I have this impression. And I mean, how many opposition charts have we seen on a full moon? I mean, it's not the day after or the day before, it's the same day, 6 hours after. So
Yeah. And I just want to make clear this new moon is on the 9th of August, so it's just in 2 days' time. And
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty loaded. Like you say, we've got that Mars Saturn opposition. And that cycle began I think 10th of April last year, at around 14 of Pisces. But yeah, we've got two oppositions in this chart echoing
It's
the
interesting. I mean, the
yeah.
moon is also in the sign of Saturn. So Saturn is actually dominating everything. And
Yeah.
considering that he is in his fall and retrograde, which makes him particularly malefic, um,
Yeah.
so he has no strength, he has no power, he has no dignity. I mean, strengths, yes, but I mean, he has no dignity. So
Yeah.
he is really not a good boy here in the chart.
I wondered because obviously, Mars is in Libra, not the best place for Mars, and Saturn's in Aries, not the best place. However, Saturn is in Mars's rulership sign, and
Yeah,
Mars is in Saturn's sign of exaltation. Do you
yeah.
think there might be some support from that? Because
Well,
I'm
it's a
tapping
mutual
your
reception.
traditional expertise here.
Yeah, it's a mutual reception,
Yeah,
as you
yeah.
noticed, and yeah, yeah, it's like a war between friends,
I like
or
that.
maybe not really friends, but if I invite you to my place and I really can't stand you, I have nevertheless to be friendly,
I'm
right? And I
polite.
have to behave. So, so yeah, there is some kind of there is a reception, but I'm not so sure if that's actually a very good thing between malefics. Also considering that well, it would be a good thing if they had dignities, if they
Yeah,
were in their own dignities, because then they have some kind of um yeah ethics
yeah.
attached to them. How should I say that? But if each planet is completely in foreign territory, and then
Mhm.
receives the other one in their domicile or exaltation, yeah, not so sure about it. I wouldn't take this as a very positive point, actually. A
Okay,
slight
no, that's
mitigation, maybe.
yeah, that's really interesting. I think we're going to see lots of debates
Yeah,
over
yeah,
the
of
next few
course.
days. Lots and lots of debates going back over old contracts, old
Yeah,
agreements.
also consider that they are both in each other Antisha signs. So they are
Mhm.
linked by so many or in so many ways, right?
Yeah,
So, and in
yeah.
Antisha also, it's not by degree, of course, just by sign, but an Antisha is also considered more like a conjunction. So we have a conjunction that looks like an opposition or vice versa, which one do you prefer? I mean, it's
Worst of each world. I don't know. It's really interesting. I think we're going to see people butting heads. I really do think people butting
yeah, I
heads. And
think we are already seeing it
yeah.
on globally. I mean, what has
Mm,
been going on so far, um, you know, politically on an international basis, who is the stronger one, who has more influence in global politics, who can threaten the most.
Yeah, it's very more Saturn, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very more Saturn. It is also threatening with consequences. If you do not what I like, or as I like, or as I wish, then that will happen. That is very much, bully fight.
Yeah, and I think any negotiations are going to be hard work, because I see Mars and Saturn together, it can be hard work. When I think they're both in a good relationship, it can be really productive. But
but then they need dignities, right?
Exactly. And of course, Mercury is really about to stand still before it goes direct. It goes direct on the 11th. So Mercury's kind of a bit stuck. So
what I see is Mercury is also at the moment is still retrograde. So he adds of not, trusting. I mean, we have the bully fight, and in addition, Mercury is retrograde. So whatever is promised now will probably not be hold. No promise will be hold, or it might be renegotiated again.
Yeah, I think
and this
that's
is
the theme,
certainly not giving anybody, trust. I mean, for companies, investing in this moment is certainly not easy.
No.
Because they lack trust in the economy, that the economy will grow, or that the economy at least will be or remain stable. But also on a very personal level.
Yeah. I was going to ask what you thought about, how people could perhaps manage this full moon on a personal level this weekend.
Maybe they should little bit look in the mirror and think what they actually project upon others. Sometimes, I mean, it's an opposition, and the opposition often shows us what we do not see in ourselves. So we project it on somebody else. So maybe we can learn to take something back, and not to get immediately, on vengeance or angry or stuff like that. Also, I mean, Mars is now in Libra, and Libra is not anymore, well, it is, in a way, he has now to learn to be more gentle and to use his charms and to talk to other people. I mean, that's not really in Mars's nature. He is not really the talker. He's more the I do whatever I want. But maybe that's just to learn teamwork, maybe. I hope so.
I think especially with the Aquarius Leo dynamic going on as well, that Sun Moon opposition across that axis, about, it's important to get what you want, but you have to consider what the rest of the team wants, and
maybe the we word would actually be nice, right? How can we prosper together, not just me or not just you, but together. And this is a word that I just don't hear in the news. Cooperation is just, I mean, now Mars has entered, or will enter now, Libra, so maybe it comes up now, hopefully. But until he was in Virgo, that word seems to have been banned from many dictionaries.
I know. I was looking at the chart as well, because we're building to a Venus Jupiter conjunction in Cancer, which
is good news.
Yes, it's exact on the 12th. I think it's good, it's positive. You've got the two benefics coming together, but there's that potential for indulgence and just going a bit over the top with everything, perhaps.
Definitely. Yes.
What's your diets this weekend?
I would say be aware of eating too much sugar.
Definitely.
Yes. But well, it is certainly I think the only good thing that I can see in this chart, actually, but it is a very strong aspect. I mean, now Jupiter will be in his exaltation. Great. Venus is peregrine, but she's still conjunct the major benefics. So that's both benefics are in Cancer, and I think that is a very good thing. And we will see how this works out.
Yeah, and I just want, because obviously I think with any chart we see positive manifestations and more challenging manifestations.
Mm.
And there's something about building bridges here for me.
Yeah,
I think this is a really good time to try and build bridges, whether that's a
yeah,
business relationship with family,
yeah,
especially family because of the Jupiter, Venus, and Cancer.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
But what really amazed me last night, I was looking at the news, and apparently it's just been authorized for the world's longest suspension bridge to be built between Italy and Sicily.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know
sounds
if
very
that,
good.
yeah, but
But
the
most
bridge
people do not
builder,
know that this is a discussion, an ongoing discussion in
yeah.
Italy since like 100 years. Honestly, at least since the 60s, I think. And it has not been done, not because the governments were not able to, but this crosses a major tectonic line, the
Yeah,
major where most of the Italian earthquakes actually
yeah,
are hosted, and it is a big thing. And in order to build those bridges, you need pillars. You have to make
mhm,
very deep holes to you know to create the
yeah,
foundations of this bridge. And this is another trigger point or possibility to trigger earthquakes. So this is one of the reasons why it has not been done yet,
yeah.
besides the huge amount of money
Oh,
that
yeah,
it
yeah,
would
yeah.
cost. I mean, it's a 2 kilometers, 2+ kilometers long bridge. It would solve many problems, so it would be good. But the point is, most engineers have given a very negative,
Yeah.
opinion on that, just because of the earthquake probability.
Yeah, and it's very Mars Saturn. I just thought it was incredible that it popped up on the news
Yeah,
just as we're building to
I
this.
saw it too.
I
But I saw,
know.
well, it happens with a Mars
Yeah,
Saturn
yeah.
opposition. Both are debilitated, and Mercury is retrograde. So
It probably
what could
won't happen.
possibly happen? I mean,
Not yet, not yet anyway.
yeah,
But
yeah. I have looked at
yeah.
many foundation charts of bridges, and you certainly do not want to have any of the malefics retrograde.
No.
So
You want them all in the best
I
condition while you're
remember the
building.
Morandi Bridge. Remember the big one in Genoa that
Yeah.
crashed with don't know how many that people. Yeah, well, that had also. I think it was a retrograde Saturn in the fourth
Yeah.
house. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's stick to the positive news.
There'll always be some positive, and whatever happens, there's always the opportunity to, just keep building those personal bridges in your life and just reassessing, reflecting on what you'd like to change or
Yeah,
recalibrate in
exactly.
your own
Maybe
life.
we can also just reflect what are the oppositions. I mean, literally in our life. What
Yeah,
is it? What we always encounter and it comes up again and again. What opposes us?
yeah,
Situations. I'm not really meaning people. This can also happen, but these are then maybe projections. But how
yeah,
can we oppose ourselves? I mean,
yeah,
we can be our worst enemies, right? And
yeah.
maybe we should also be reminded of that. I mean,
Yeah, that's a very Mars Saturn thing as well, isn't it? Mars Saturn
yeah, and
opposition
also
is
this is a
powerful.
very strange, if you think about it, if it is a very strange opposition because not only Saturn is now retrograde, he is in his fall, so
Mm,
he's actually in a very bad place. But then he goes on the 1st of September, he exits
mhm.
his fall again and enters again or comes back to Pisces,
Yeah, yeah.
where again he has no dignity, but at
Mhm.
least he has no dignity and is not in his fall. So which one is worse? But I find it interesting that we are having so many fire disasters, fire
Yeah,
outbursts. I mean, have you heard
yeah,
about France? I mean, there
yeah,
seems to be the
yeah.
worst outbreak in many years, as a surface of more than the size of Paris has been lost, and this
Yeah.
is maybe normal for California, but certainly not for Europe, not in
No,
this
no,
to this extension.
no.
And I mean, Mars is in an air sign now, and this is hot and warm, and
Mm,
now hurricane season is about to start in the US at least. I mean, we had a hurricane a few years ago, even in the Mediterranean area, which is absolutely unusual. But this back and forth from Saturn into from a fire sign into a water sign, and now Mars is in hot air. We will see
Yeah.
how this works out.
Yeah. Because there's going to be a lot of air and fire going forwards,
Yeah,
next year.
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah. I mean, now Saturn warms up. He's usually a cold planet, but in Aries,
Mm,
um, he makes it, let's say, less dry. The air still cold, but less dry. And this is when the currents. The problem with the hurricanes is they build up certain air currents, right? So,
mhm.
and if they change, then there can be those hurricanes.
Yeah, and especially when, you've got Saturn and Neptune going over those very early degrees of Aries, because those early degrees are excitable,
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah. So, anyway, Tanya, that's been fascinating. I'm sure you've given people lots to think about. And
Our time already over. Oh my God.
yeah, so we could talk for hours, couldn't we? We could
We
talk for
could.
hours. But thank you so much. And just a reminder, everyone, please do grab the last chance to come down to the Astrological Association. As always, the speakers are absolutely incredible. There's something for everyone.
It's
And
also a lot of fun. I should add that. We always have
well,
a lot of
yeah.
fun there.
I was just going to come on to the social bit. Yeah, come and meet everyone. And yeah, we always like to enjoy ourselves. And it's just lovely the connections that you make at conferences like
Yeah.
this. So take care, everyone, and see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.